Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Dustin.
I'm Wendy, and this is our review for Black Bag. Black Bag is directed by Steven Soderbergh. When his beloved wife Catherine is suspected of betraying the nation, intelligence agent George Woodhouse faces the ultimate test: loyalty to his marriage or his country.
Every now and again, we get to go into a movie without having watched any trailers, done any reactions, and Black Bag is one of those movies that I at least got to go in absolutely just knowing that, oh, it's a spy drama. So, and that's all I knew going into this movie. So I was a little... since I didn't know anything, I hadn't really seen any promotional material for this. It was a very refreshing kind of sit down and see what the movie's gonna provide for me.
To stay transparent, I did see a trailer before going in, but it was very, shrouded still in mystery very much. All I got out of it was like, okay, spy drama thriller type of a thing, and then the other takeaway was that I liked the cast: Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett. What I wasn't expecting was this really kind of deep dive into not just like the politics of the spy world, but the art of spy and how you out-spy spies. Because when everybody's job is to know how someone is lying or to lie, then how do you figure out who is the betrayer? Essentially. And when that person is your partner, is your wife, I kind of said it in the description earlier, do you protect the marriage, or do you protect your country? And I think this movie right off the bat really stays clear of like, yeah, I'm gonna lean towards this side, but it also keeps you guessing.
Yes.
The whole time. This was the one movie, usually when in like a whodunit type of situation, you play along and you look for the clues and you're like, okay, you start eliminating characters. You're like, okay, it can't be this person, can't be this person. I did eliminate two right off the bat because I was like, okay, way too obvious if they do this, and I would be disappointed if they chose one of these two characters to be like, yeah, like they are the mole or they are the betrayer, they leaked information, whatever. So I'm glad that I was, right in that. Like, it definitely was not the two characters that I was suspecting, that I will not tell you about in this review. But it kept me guessing till the end.
Yeah, and that's something that's actually really cool about this movie, is the fact that for most movies, part of the fun is trying to guess, hey, who done it, how they did it, why they did it, what's their motivation, how did this whole web of lies get woven together, and trying to predict what happens. Throughout this entire movie, I really couldn't do that because they didn't really present it in that way. They presented it as it's just these relationships and this enigma of what's going on, who's moving where. And even though it does kind of feel like a slow character burn, this movie, it gets its point started, going, moving, finished really fast. It's only like an hour and a half.
Roughly, yeah.
And you just feel like this thing is zipping along, but yet it still has these incredibly intense character moments, especially some with Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender.
Oh my God,
those two. Seeing their relationship. And
they're so sexy in this.
I know, and it's so intense. Everyone has their moments to shine. Everyone has these moments. Even though Pierce Brosnan, he doesn't have that big of a role, he still had his moments to shine in this movie. And it is just interesting to kind of see this cat and mouse, or it's really more like cat and cat game, because you don't know who's really the mouse. You don't really know until the very end.
Yeah. And
I think they did a really good job on executing that landing.
Yes.
There's one little nitpick that I would put at the end, but overall, the way they played this cat and cat game of everyone trying to be like, I'm smarter than all of you so I can outsmart anyone.
Yep.
It is just so interesting to just watch, and there's no lollygagging in it. They know exactly where they wanted to cut. They know exactly where they wanted to go, and they executed it. The pacing was just amazing.
Yeah, the pacing is really good, and I love that this movie does not rely on any action. Like, when you think spy drama thriller and you're a spy, you're thinking, maybe a little James Bond, a little Mission Impossible, and it has the intelligence of that, but it didn't need the action because it's not about that. It's an intellectual game. It's an intellectual conversation, and these conversations, they all have a purpose. And for Michael Fassbender's character is to get to the root of it. He's been told that his wife is suspected of being like a traitor, and he's like, could she? Well, I gotta find out. But
something with that, he's so kind of like deadpan. You can't tell if he's serious about, like, okay, no, I want to root out the spy or the traitor, or I want to protect my wife, or I want to protect my country.
Right.
You can't really tell.
Yeah.
So throughout this entire time, it's still a guessing game with him.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things in this movie is this dinner party scene that they have with our small cast of characters, like 5 or 6 of them. And that is the first step of George, essentially, the character George, starting to kind of drop the breadcrumbs of hopefully this conversation and interaction leads him into more clues of finding out who the true traitor is, including his wife, because she's, present at the dinner as well. And it's just really interesting, all the things that are revealed at this dinner party, where that was the moment where I sat back and I go, oh my God, this is not what I was expecting at all. I am excited for this. You're hanging on to everybody's every word, because what is the interpretation of that, right? So this is just a really fun watch. I love that they didn't drag it on to be like a 2-hour plus movie. It didn't need to be that. Roughly hour and a half, hour 40 is such a perfect time for this. Pacing is great. And honestly, for me, it really kept me hooked up until the very end. And when it happened, I was like, whew, wow. And even then, after we found out, I was like, is it? It is, right? You kind of kept you guessing. There's another scene, probably tops the dinner party scene for me, was the polygraph test scene. That is like chef's kiss. So well executed, so well acted, and well filmed, and well edited.
And also, yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Edited. The way that these scenes are so edited together and kind of spliced and cut and pasted is so like interesting to have it go flip, 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 flip. And I'm like, it is just what you're sitting there just enthralled by all of this information and all of these intense moments, and you're like, where is this going? What's going on? How is he playing this?
Yeah.
It just really does a great job of drawing you into the movie.
And I think that speaks to, Soderbergh's work, because he's worked on all the ocean stuff.
Yeah.
Which that has equal amounts of spy talk and action. But I feel, and I just liked how much he leaned into conversational in this one. I think this is kind of like up there for me, Soderbergh's work. I really enjoyed this one. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and rate the movie Black Bag. The movie couple rating system is listed for you in the video description below. Look, this one is going to hook you. It's going to have you hanging on to every character's every word, overanalyze any little action, and really keep you guessing at the end. I think it's a very sexy film as well. And that's not saying like, oh, they're like hot and like steaming. Yeah, it's their aura. It's especially Cate Blanchett. Like the way her character, the confidence, she exudes it. Like there's a scene where she stands in the elevator with Pierce Brosnan's character, and she leans over and presses like the floor of the button, and just like that action alone, I was like, why do I feel this way? I don't know. It was just something about her stance, and I just love that that's like kind of like in her character, and every single character kind of has a little something about them to watch. I really enjoyed this so much. Left me hanging on to their every word, keep me guessing until the end. I'm going to give this movie a check it out.
Me too. Honestly, check this movie out. I'm going to give it, definitely a check it out. It's fun. It's interesting. It draws you in. It is an actor's movie too, without being incredibly long and drawn out. It's an actor's movie even without having it, some of these scenes don't get boring because it just draws you in and you're just intense. So I loved it. I'm giving it a check it out.
And there you have it. That is our thoughts on Black Bag. Let us know your thoughts once you've seen it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.